Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. I'm pleased to inform you that there's been no ambulance, no police here today, no heads cut open.
Well, that's because of the cautionary tape on the camera.
Someone's made a very lacklustre effort to just put some yellow tape on the camera to highlight the issue. Kasey's here as well. So it's a lot of questions for Frank today. The first one is the question about Liverpool being better than the Arsenal Invincibles. This is from yesterday. The pundits just spoke about how the team drew a lot and favoured Liverpool. Like for like, Frank, compared to that Arsenal side as a team, the Invincibles are on another level. I think Frank would agree if asked.
Well, we're going to see at the end of the season first, you know, if they keep that, if they stay invincible. I didn't play against the Invincible. They were absolutely fantastic, but I didn't play against them. But I have to say that Liverpool really impressed me. But I wouldn't say that I don't want to compare that. It's very hard to compare the generations. But I would say that Liverpool is very impressive. And I don't see them losing. And maybe, I would say they're a little bit better.
Wow, better than the Invincibles. Mark, what do you think on this?
It's a really tough one because I think the Arsenal team was a fantastic team and they won the Premier League title, so that for me gives them the edge right now, but Liverpool could win it. But, you know, Liverpool are European champions, which Arsenal never managed. So, you know, player for player, Henry, Salah, the defenders at Arsenal, but the defenders at Liverpool, the goalkeeper, I think Jens Lehmann was the keeper at the time at Arsenal, so you'd say that Alisson's a better keeper. So I think, you know, like for like, they're very similar teams, but I do think that when Arsenal were the Invincibles, the Premier League was a much stronger league, so they had to fight harder to win it. Liverpool maybe have to beat 2 or 3 teams and that's it. There's nobody capable of beating Liverpool outside the top 6. In 2004, I think that Arsenal had it much tougher. So I just say Arsenal 51%, 49% right now.
Ooh. Kasey, do you want to weigh into this?
I played against that Invincibles team.
Did they beat you? Did they score many goals past you?
We drew 2-2 at home, I
thought you were going to ask him if you beat them.
Maybe not that season, Dan. Fantastic. But no, I mean, I think if you're going to have to wait and see. I mean,
what if they go this season unbeaten?
I think if they go this season unbeaten and only have a handful of draws in that unbeaten, then I think there's an argument. But again, generationally, it's so difficult to say. And I think you just have to hold your hand up to both teams. And if you're a supporter of Arsenal, the 2014 was the best team ever. And if you're a supporter of Liverpool, this is the best team ever.
I thought Darky was here.
No, Darky likes that. Serious question, Dan. How did a World Cup winner get a role on The Theory of Everything? I left the TV, went to the kitchen for something, only to hear a familiar voice. I was like, is that Frank Leboeuf? No way, not possible. Yes, it was. How, Dan? How? Frank?
I'm sorry I didn't get the answer to the question. I'm very sorry.
The programme.
It's a very long question.
Well, how do you get on the programme?
No, don't you speak. That's going to confuse you.
I've just cut it down for you.
Right,
how did you get on the programme of The Theory of Everything?
It's not a programme, it's a movie.
All right, a movie then.
How did you get on The Theory of Everything, Frank?
Oh, I did get. Oh, I cast in. I was in a casting in London. I was just finishing another movie, Elias, and I have to say I was very, very bad. And the person who casted me said, "Can you do it again?" I said yes, and I did it even worse than the first time. And a week after, they called me and said, "You have the job." I said, "Well, really? Oh my God!" And well, it worked well. You know, I worked hard after to make sure that I was giving what they were expecting from me. But I'm sure Stephen Nichols would have been as
you think so?
Good as me.
And what about Steve Nicol?
Hi, Frank, if you can get me in any castings, give me a shout.
I didn't like the movie. I don't think it was that good, actually. Anyway, Kasey, what do you think about the US men's national team's roster that was released for the January training camp and any players on that roster that might stand out?
I think January camp rosters, you have to take a little bit with a grain of salt. It's just I'm sorry, it's just one of those things. I personally am not a fan of January camp. I think if you don't have the majority of your squad that's going to be playing your competitive matches, I don't quite see the reason. But if it gives Greg an opportunity
justification for the job,
well,
no.
I think
Nothing else to do.
Well, there is, that's one of the arguments. It's kind of, but I think there has been a handful of players that have been able to come into a January camp.
Don't be nice about it now, Kasey. That's it. Do we still think a Van Dijk injury could derail Liverpool, or have they proven that whatever challenge arises, they will prevail? Mark?
I think they're so far ahead now that I think Van Dijk could miss the rest of the season from this point on and Liverpool are still in the league. So, no, it won't make any difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would make it more interesting, maybe, but probably in the end, not a whole lot.
Final question regarding to yesterday's incident. Has Frank ever required a bandage on his forehead due to getting wrecked by low-hanging studio cameras?
It could have happened, but it never.
There's fireworks going on behind you.
I've got. It's New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. That's why I put the fire or the.
Happy New Year
the
to you,
fireworks
Frank.
behind.
Beautiful. I love it.
Happy New Year to you.
Oh, well,
I don't have any problem with that.
Oh, that's good. Do you have, like, Robbo was saying when he lost his hair, he started banging his head more?
I've definitely been hit a few times in the head, but not necessarily just randomly walking into inanimate objects.
Robbo's just getting old. That's it. Thank you very much, everyone. ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Stephen Kasey will be in the studio. Julian Laurent will be joining us as well. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.